What is up, guys? It's me, Trash. Also, welcome back to another video. And today we're going to be doing a versus video between my P-223/M and my Edison 204011A. Don't ask how I know that, I just memorized it. So yeah, let's get right into the pros and cons. Pros and cons of the P-223/M. This is actually the first time this ever got pros and cons, so I might be a little rusty at it, but it's fine. Some pros are, it's nice looking design. I guess the color kind of falls into that category too, with the nice mocha brown and the... Now I know these are yellowed, but usually these would be an amber color, which I think is nice. So there's a pro on the design. Another pro is it's got a good motor, Macmillan. I don't know about the condition. It's not really good. I'm not going to say that as a pro. Obviously, it's got a giant thing there, but yeah, I guess another pro is the Lakewood. I mean, Lakewood's probably like top dog brand at this time period. So I guess that's a pro. 3 pros. I guess it's rare. I guess that could be a pro. 4 pros maybe. Cons are this motor is weak. I don't know why it is. Just is weak. I couldn't tell you why. It seems more powerful than normally, but the speed differentiation is kind of trash. As low speed, it's extremely low, and high is kind of fast, and then medium is just kind of there. So, I don't know. It's really weird. And the spin down is very bad. No matter how much I oil it, it's just poor. My other P-223 is the exact same. It's just these weird P-223s with these motors. They don't like oil. Which is ironic, because on YouTube, it seems like other collectors don't have this problem, only me. I have 2 of them now, and both of them had this weird oily problem. So I don't know. So that is one con, is it's a little weird on the spin down and speed and whatever. Just a little fishy when it runs. I mean, it runs well, it's just the differentiation and I guess the spin down are the only problems. And the cons are the condition is kind of poor. I mean, these are very yellowed. These grills, very brittle. They need to be somehow repaired. I don't know. I think that's mainly it. Just 2 cons. That's probably it. 4 pros, 2 cons. Moving over to the Edison, pros and cons. The pros are, it is a powerhouse. I mean, this thing, 2.6 amps of pure insanity. This thing will blow air. I mean, it's so insane that it shakes around the room and stuff if it has to. It'll tip over if you don't have a box behind it, which I do have. The Edison box / worker box. This came with a Nerf gun kit. I just use it for the Edison because it fits right under the screws. I just call it the Edison box because that's the only purpose it has. So that is one pro. It's got a lot of power. Another pro is the wood grain. This is not necessarily a color. You wouldn't necessarily call this brown. It's wood grain. It's a wrap. So it's kind of cool to think about. This is the only fan in my collection that doesn't really have a color per se. I mean, sure, the wood grain is a brown color, but the fan isn't just brown. It's wood grain, and that's the main thing. I guess that's cool. Another pro is the motor. Motor is powerful. I guess it ties in with the original thing. I guess that's it. 3 pros. Am I missing anything? Oh, another pro is the design. Absolutely the design. Look at these blades. Smoky colored blades. These grills are thick. Very nice design. Also with that wood grain. So that's 4 pros. Some cons are it tips over, which is why I have the box there. Another con is it vibrates. Don't know why it does. I got new screws, but it's still, I had to put tissues in here. That's why there's tissue sticking in there, because it's between the grill and the cabinet for spacing. I don't know why it does that. It just does. Another con is the handle. It's a strap handle. Now, it didn't break. It is the original handle, but strap handles in almost every single vintage box fan tend to break. So that's like 3 cons, I guess. Rattles, tips over, handle. You know, and every time I carry this, I feel like this is gonna snap. It's just so darn thin, you know. But yeah. So that's that. 4 pros, 3 cons, and what was this? 4 pros, 2 cons. So not bad. Let's run them. I usually only run these on low, so reverse the videos. If you want to see them run on high, both of these have an individual review. Here's low. See how it kind of speeds up very slowly? Just weird. The motor averages at 2.1 amps on high. The motor doesn't have a sticker on it, so I couldn't show you anything. Same with this one. This fan has like next to no information. The cabinet says 2.6 amps, and I think the model, and that's about as much information you're gonna get. I had to use a lot of the information just estimating from the other Edison fans I have. But yeah. You don't even hear it. And there's an AC over there, that's what you're hearing at the moment. Other than that, it's dead silent. And medium is more like a low to another fan. See? Like that to me looks like low. And then high is like... There's a spin down. See? I guess it got better. And they did polish the blades, that's why they're so shiny. I don't know, it's just weird. Here's the Edison on low. This on low is a lot louder than that on high, which is weird. But I have slept with this fan for 2 weeks now. So I was obviously staying at this, this house. And this was the fan I was sleeping with. And I could say it kept me asleep. It was quiet, nice. Because obviously with the tissues and the box and all those things I had, I got it to not rattle anymore. So I guess speaking of that, that's probably a con you can get over. The spin on this fan is phenomenal. So, in conclusion, which fan is better? Well, here's the thing. You have the Edison, right? It blows air, which that's almost an insult to the other fan. But it blows a ton of air. It's louder. And I guess it just looks nicer. I mean, the blades look really cool. But it's rattly sometimes. It didn't rattle here, thank God. But it is rattly. It does tip over without the box. So, weird. Then you have this fan, which doesn't rattle, doesn't tip over, doesn't have any of those problems at all, but it's just too quiet. Like, I can't sleep with this thing because I can't even hear it. You know what I mean? And the airflow, along with the speed and the quietness, is also very low. So you don't get a lot of airflow either. So it's just a weird, I don't know. So, my personal opinion, which fan would I choose? I have to go with my Edison. Only because, sure, it rattles, but it's a con I can get over. You know what I mean? Like, I got it to stop rattling with the tissues, the box. I put something in between the handle, and I got it to stop rattling, and I was able to sleep with it for 2 weeks, no problem. I could never sleep with this fan. It's just too quiet, So I actually got more use out of this than I would ever out of this fan. So, personally, I have to choose the Edison. But I can definitely see why someone would choose this fan because of how quiet it is. But it still blows air. You don't even know what's on. So I can see how that can become very useful, especially if you're like in a library or somewhere you gotta be quiet. You know what I mean? I think that's just the best location. Or maybe you have like an office or something and you just gotta be quiet for whatever reason. This fan's the perfect one. It blows air, but it's dead silent. You know what I mean? But also, I think this fan is really nice because it's a P-223. Yeah, it's not the later version. Like the later version P-223s have the thin cabinet, like this thin. They're weaker because they have the 1.7 amp motors, and they have the 6-screw grills, which are cheaper. These are the better ones still. So this fan's kind of like the nicer quality P-223, if you will, 3rd gen. I mean, the quality is never going to match to the 1st gen, but because you have like 2 styles. You have the P-223 with the 6 screws and the thinner cabinet, which I do have. And then you have the P-223, which is 8 screws and wider cabinet and a little bit powerful motor. So, I don't know. Personally, for me, Edison, but I think for the majority of viewers, it might be the P-223/M, but I don't know. It's a really interesting one. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.